Welcome to Relocating to Disney. So tonight we're going over to the Polynesian Resort at Disney, and we're going to have dinner at Ohana. Now, Ohana is a family-style, all-you-can-eat restaurant. They used to bring the endless amount of meat over to your table on skewers, but because of COVID, they've stopped that. They now just bring it to you on a plate, but still the experience is pretty much the same. Then afterwards, we're going to head down to the beach, because at the beach at Polynesian is a great location to watch the fireworks. It used to be like a kind of secret thing. Not a lot of people knew about it. Now everybody knows about it, so the beach gets really crowded, but it's a spectacular view of the fireworks. So we'll go to that as well. Come along with us and we'll head over for dinner. All right, we're home now after leaving Ohana and watching the fireworks. We had a great time. I want to tell you a little bit about the Ohana dinner because it's changed since the last time we were there. And part of the changes I know is due to COVID. I know they were closed for a while and they recently opened. But let me tell you a little bit about what the dinner was like. So the dinner starts off with, salad and bread, and that's pretty traditional as I remember it the last time we were there. The bread is really good. It's awesome. And the salad was about the same. And then you get a big platter filled with food. It's got noodles and vegetables, chicken wings, and it had pork dumplings on it. What they used to do is come out with skewers of meat, but they don't do that anymore. Instead of skewers, they just bring the meat out in bowls. 3 different kinds: shrimp, chicken, and then for dessert, it's the bread pudding with the caramel sauce over the top. So I got to tell you, I really like the Ohana breakfast. And I really like the idea of Ohana dinner. But I really don't like the Ohana dinner. That's the conclusion after eating there. Now, keep in mind, this is not cheap. It's $55 per adult, $35 for a child. So for my wife and I, after tax and tip, this was almost $150. So, for $150, I expect this to be like an incredible dinner. And for me, the best parts of the dinner was the noodles and the bread pudding. and honestly, you can get spaghetti anywhere. A lot cheaper than $150. The bread pudding was really good. And by the way, the bread pudding is also, the dessert is also all you can eat. So, you polish that off, you can ask for more. I was really disappointed with the meat. Now, my wife ate the shrimp. I don't eat shrimp. She ate it. She said that was probably the best shrimp she's ever had. So, kudos to Ohana for that. The beef is teriyaki beef. I'm expecting steak. I'm expecting steakhouse steak. I'm expecting filet mignon. I'm expecting really good cut of beef here for what I'm paying, and it simply wasn't. Teriyaki beef, I was probably a sirloin. I don't really know. Didn't really impress me at all. The grilled chicken was a bone-in chicken breast, and it had some kind of Hawaiian-inspired seasoning marinade on it. It was okay, but again, nothing that really impressed me. And finally came, let's talk a little bit about the chicken wings. Chicken wings weren't too bad, but you know what? I'm from upstate New York near Buffalo, and I know what chicken wings are. Now, these were Hawaiian-inspired chicken wings with that kind of flavor to them, so it wasn't too bad. But, you know, how many chicken wings can you eat for 150 bucks, right? The dumplings were okay. I mean, as dumplings go, they were pretty good. They were crispy on the outside, and they had, you know, a little piece of pork in the middle, some kind of pork sausage, and I think there was an onion in there with the pork sausage, if I remember correctly, and so that wasn't thrilling me, but it was okay. I ate probably more than half of those, but the noodles, yeah, the noodles were probably the best out of the dinner. Now, back when they had the skewers, they would walk around and they had, if I remember this right, they had steak on those skewers, and they had steak at different levels of doneness, so you could get rare, medium rare, well, and they had pork on the skewers, but no pork this time. The pork was inside of the dumplings. Now, dessert is awesome. You know, it's bread pudding with ice cream, and then you pour the hot caramel sauce over the top. They had that the last many times that we've ate there, and they still had it this time. We ate that, and the waitress said, "Would you like more?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll take more of that," because I really didn't get my fill from the rest of it. Believe it or not, I just, you know, you can only eat so much pasta. So the bread pudding kind of made the meal for me anyways. For my wife, I think it was the shrimp made the meal for her. For me, it was the dessert, the bread pudding made it. So would I return to Ohana for dinner? Probably not. For breakfast, yeah, sign me up. And breakfast is quite a bit cheaper, by the way. But probably not for dinner. I just was not impressed for the price, and the quality of the food that we got just wasn't impressed. Now, a few years ago, before COVID, I did go to a restaurant called Texas de Brazil, and it had, at that time, the same kind of format that Ohana had, where they brought out meat in skewers. The massive amounts of skewers that they were bringing out to our table, the different kinds of meats, the different kinds of steaks, the different kinds of doneness, rare, medium, rare, you know, you could pick anything you wanted. Just the never-ending flow of different kinds of skewered meat really puts Ohana to shame, honestly. I assume Texas de Brazil still does this, and like I said, it was a few years ago that we went to it, but in comparison, far superior to what we received in Ohana. Now, you're eating at Ohana, you're in Disney, you know, there's a certain charm to that. There's a certain element that you end up paying for because it is Disney, that you can, after dinner, walk out onto the beach and see the fireworks. So that kind of explains some of the cost there. You don't get that at Texas de Brazil. You're not, you know, inside the Disney bubble and you don't see the fireworks. But, you know, I found the Ohana dinner to be, honestly, a little disappointing. Well, anyways, sorry to burst anybody's bubble who's headed off to dinner there. But that is my update, and thank you for watching this video.